fault.
Hello and welcome to the non-Greg Sterlace show, except only the substitutes. I'm your host, the Pamazon. Woo! Hey, we got...
Yeah, hi.
Yay!
Yes, hello. I am speaking to you from the magical realm of the wonderful place of Buffalo, New York. This is a very strange place. I don't know what that was.
Do not listen to him. He is lying. We're not in Buffalo. You do not know where we are. You cannot find us. Do not hack our computers.
No, because we've folded space and time, and we're nowhere in the actual world right now. So, good luck. We're safe.
The ghost house.
The ghost house. The ghost house. Uh oh.
Oh my God, there's one of the ghosts. Yeah. I hope its butt is not too sexy.
Oh, well, that's actually kind of cute.
It looks like
What?
Brimley.
Really? That is not cute.
Oh,
That's not cute. We're looking at a rabbit that had some sort of allergy thing and lost a bunch of its hair, and it's just terrifying. Terrifying. No, it's terrifing.
I mean, it
Terrifying.
would be scarier if it didn't have the hair
Imagine
in
that
space.
jumping towards you, hopping towards you. You would not. You'd be like, oh!
Oh! This one's not bad.
You're wrong.
Yeah, I don't know.
It kind of looks like a bunny version of Leo.
It looks like a fetus.
It's
It looks
pretty
like
fetusy.
got- I don't.
It's kind of cute.
It reminds me of Donnie Darko.
Yeah.
Like the scary rabbit Donnie Darko.
It's gonna be in my search history forever now.
Yep. No. Yep.
Actually, it's not because I'm using the new DuckDuckGo browser.
Oh, there
it
you
doesn't
go.
track your information.
DuckDuckGo. Yeah.
Go gadget cellular device.
I should use the DuckDuckGo. The power of Google compels you.
Speaking of Google.
What's this? Uh-oh. Google.
Someone photoshopped the rabbit with the goatee to look like what's his face from that show.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What is happening here?
Walrus guy from the Mythbusters.
Oh, I thought. I don't know. I don't watch that.
Yeah, all the rabbits I had were like, fuck you. I'm gonna do what I want. Fuck you. Try and touch me, and I'm gonna bite you. Except for Ralphie, who was adorable and loved me, but I was definitely allergic to him, so I had to give him to my friend.
I feel like I couldn't have a pet where you can't see it, like, actually, you can't make eye contact with it, you know, you can't look at it and see that it's looking at you, like something that's just kind of like, you're just a weird tree that happens to move, you know? Like,
Right, well,
Occasionally. you
no,
have
Ralphie
snacks.
would play.
unless
he
it's
would
something like
play.
a hermit crab, because I don't expect a hermit crab to love me back, I
Yeah.
just expect it to be adorable.
No, he would play. He'd run around me, and he'd want me to swat him in the butt every time he ran. He was in front of me. I was supposed to go, whoop. Not hard, just like whack.
Yeah.
And he'd get excited and he'd jump up like, I got hit in the butt. It was so fun. He was super.
fun.
Oh, he was so cute. He was really adorable. I was so sad that I was allergic to him.
We had a classroom bunny when I was in 4th grade. His name was EB, Energizer Bunny.
Was he
He was
nice?
black
Or?
and white. He was pretty nice.
Oh, that's good.
And like everybody in the class got to take him home for a weekend if it was okay with their parents. And then this is a classic Beth story, May. And then he died.
Oh.
And then we got to learn about death in 4th grade.
Oh.
So yeah, that was sad. But
Yeah, the only bunny I had was the giant bunny. The only one that actually died here. The other three I had to give away.
We got to learn about that in kindergarten when a kid brought in a deer heart in a plastic Ziploc bag for
Oh.
show and tell.
that's
Oh.
horrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
He was
last.
like, look! And squeezed it
Whoa.
and blood went.
Oh wow, there you go. It's
really
real life.
upsetting.
Yeah.
Yeah. The one rabbit I had would beat the crap out of my cat every day. I'd come home, my cat's face would be all bloody.
Oh, no.
I was like, okay, I've got to, because I didn't keep him in a cage. I made a
Yeah.
free range room, and
Free range rabbit?
yes, free range rabbit, and I was like, this is no good. My cat is like starting to twitch and freak out and poop on things.
Well, if you like
Really stressed out.
Yeah, he was really just like,
Oh, poor kitty.
yeah.
Well, if you like bunnies so much, you could just feed the ones that are around locally.
I
There's a
don't really.
million of
I
them.
just liked
There's a lot.
Ralphie, and then I couldn't keep him, so
I always
it's
thought
very sad.
my spirit animal would be a rabbit. I just feel very rabbitish. I don't know how true that is, but it's. I don't know. Also, I just like to say, please It just came out. Listen to my wonderful new Cyber Peanut album. It just came out on Captain Cook Records. You can get it for free. Or if you get the physical copy, it's got a super secret bonus track you can only get on the physical copy. It's highly enjoyable. It's my favorite recorded album I've ever done, I think. It's very good. It's the new Cyber Peanut. I don't remember if it's the 5th or 6th one, but it's not like any of the old Cyber Peanut, if you've heard any of those, which I doubt. But anyway, please listen to it. It's very delightful.
Is that the giraffe one?
Where do we find it again?
No, that's Green Chewing.
That's something else.
Just go to Captain Crook Records. And you
.com?
I don't know. Just type
I guess
in-
we could use the power of Google.
Goog.
No, the
Power
giraffe
of
thing
Google.
is something I'm doing for Green Schwinn.
DuckDuckGo.
Cyber Peanut existed
My bad
before
friend,
Green
I'm
Schwinn.
sorry.
It still exists, but I love doing Cyber Peanut. It's very fun. But this is my favorite one.
They confused the song names.
Oh, okay. My spirit animal is Tom Servo riding a dinosaur. And my Patronus is fuck J.K. Rowling, she's a turf.
Yeah.
I know next to nothing about her because I don't watch or read those books or movies.
But oops, I said a bad word.
I
Okay.
think it's. Oh, you can say a bad word. It's okay.
Just not
I think it's
repeatedly.
really weird when people are like, I'm a tribble or I'm, I don't know. What are the different? There's
I'm
like
a Huffledink,
Huffledink.
Dorklepuff,
I'm just
a
like,
Pikachu,
what?
Jigglypuff.
It's very strange.
You
to
are a
me.
Jigglypuff. You sing a lot and you make people fall asleep.
That's mean.
It is. That's how you're.
I fall asleep a lot.
Nice and pink and round. Just kind of just sings and just wants to make people beloved. I have always enjoyed Jigglypuff. She doesn't do anything. She just gets upset because everyone falls asleep. Yes, I've always.
Do you feel like
Jigglypuff deserved a little more respect, Poor Jigglypuff, always trying to sing for everyone, and everyone's falling asleep, and she doesn't know why.
Is Jigglypuff a character?
It's
Jigglypuff
a type of Pokemon.
Pokemon?
Oh, okay.
I feel like there should be a crossover with Jigglypuff and Kirby.
I always thought that too. They're so
Right?
they should be like best friends.
No,
No.
never.
Or more.
I don't
than
even care that
enemies.
they're made by the same company and they could totally do it. I do not want that. I wouldn't
I just want
mind
them to
if
be
Kirby
friends.
could
It's
suck
like-
up Pokemon and gain their powers, but that would be kind of.
That is kind of
Well,
the
remember in
stick.
Super Smash Brothers when Kirby eats Jigglypuff, Kirby doesn't change very much. He just gets a little curl.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
Super Smash. I played Super Smash Brothers for the first time last week, and I almost won 3 times.
Oh,
Yeah.
awesome.
Was like the last person battling for it, and then all of a sudden I didn't know how to play, and I lost.
That's
I
what
was pretty
always
much button
happens.
smashing, so there wasn't really much. There's a lot of like combinations and stuff. I don't know
Oh.
what I'm doing, and
That's
you
the
have
one
to like
game I'm really
know
good at.
things. But
You're good at Smash Brothers?
That's the one game I'm really good at. I used to play with my sister all the time.
We have a bunch of versions of it if you want to come over.
Ah, delightful. Yes. I
and we
would
just
love
got
to
a new,
smash.
very old TV from my parents.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah, it's a
delightful.
plasma screen. It makes the old games look really good because it's kind of like a CRT, but it's not a CRT, but it has weird 4:3 aspect ratio oblong pixels and
Oh.
like interesting smoothing filters, so it makes the image look pretty good. Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
My sister was gonna take it,
It's
and then
got a
she
comb filter. I hate the comb filter. It's super.
didn't fit in her car
Oh.
to go back to Chicago. And probably driving with a TV on top of your car to Chicago is not a good idea.
No, that would not be good. No,
No.
that wouldn't work.
Also, her dog would eat it.
Right? China's the worst.
She's like a full-size
Angry dog.
Yeah, she's got
She's
some.
she's
She
getting
probably has
better.
PTSD. Is probably what's wrong with her.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
some anxiety.
Yeah.
She's a very hair trigger.
Yeah.
She's getting better now that she's just with Amanda. She used to have 3 roommates, and they would be like, so that she didn't have any consistency.
Okay.
And with a dog with behavioral issues, you really need consistency.
It's like having a 2-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or a 4-year-old if it's a smart dog.
But now she's just with Amanda, and she's getting better, but she's still
Yeah.
beaten.
They used her for breeding, like she's a pit bull, and they used her for
Right.
breeding, and they would come and take her puppies away in a bag,
Oh.
and so she
That's
freaks
the
out
theory.
any time somebody
Oh.
has a bag. Yeah.
Yeah, my dog got stabbed by somebody on a bike, and then after that, the dog lived. But anytime someone rode by with a bike, the dog's like, "I'll kill you," and it was a problem. Yeah,
That's a problem, yeah.
it's
You
very
know,
much
that's
a
gotta
problem.
be like a special kind of psychopath. 'Cause I
Yes,
can s-
absolutely. There was no reason for them
Yeah.
to do it. They lured the dog over. It was friendly, and then they
I
stabbed
did
the
not
dog.
know this. That is so.
That's
horrifying.
awful.
Yeah, they stabbed it like if I was a dog, and here's all 4 legs. Like right here, they were aiming for the heart, and they missed.
That is insanely disturbing.
What a terrible person.
It was. They ended up in jail for raping someone, but later on,
This,
they were a terrible person.
who
yeah.
who was it? What a
Stab.
very,
It was somebody that was,
disturbed person.
lived down the road away a little bit, not huge ways, but
When I lived in when my mom lived in Rochester and we lived there on the weekends because my family, split custody kind of thing because my parents did not get along because my mom's crazy. Anyways,
yeah.
I lucked out and get too many of her genes.
What happened?
No,
Oh.
but no, she was living on one of the letter avenues and a cop shot her dog.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bad. Yeah, they're very much. Cops are very shooty of dogs.
I had trouble with one here in Buffalo one time. I was up here on a date seeing this girl who lived on Linwood, and I had left at like 2 in the morning, and I was in my pajamas, and my pants were in the back, and that's where my wallet was. And I got pulled over because there was a stop sign that had been twisted around backwards. I didn't even see it. And he's like, and the cop was like, I'm like, I need to see your ID and registration. I'm like, here's my registration, my IDs, and my wallet, which is in my pants in the back. And he was like, okay, well, you can get that. Just be careful. I went back to get it. He's like, whoa, what are you doing? Like, hand on hip. Like, he's like, whoa, what are you doing? Like, I went like this, but I just watching too much TV about cop shows. So he didn't do that. He, like, hand on the hip, though, and, like hand up at me, and I'm like, I'm getting my wallet. He's like, oh no,
Literally just talked about
yeah,
this.
we just literally talked about this, and he's like, oh, you gotta watch it. People are out here. People are out to get us. Blah blah blah. I'm like,
Just trying to get my ID, dude.
and then he wanted to like get it from my car for me. I'm like, no, that's unreasonable search. You can't do that. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah. That's scary.
Yeah. Real scary.
Yeah. I haven't really dealt with anything like that, and I'm grateful.
Yeah.
Although one time I did drive down this street, and there was
Debbie Downer stories.
no sign, and I get to the end of the street, and there's a one-way sign, and I'm just like, are you kidding? And there's a cop sitting there, and I'm just looking at him. He's looking at me, and I'm like, yeah, I'm like, fuck. He didn't do anything, though. He just was like, oh, whatever.
She looks confused.
I've
like she
got
didn't
bigger
know.
fish to fry.
I've definitely driven down the wrong way down a one-way in Rochester, downtown.
Oh yeah, I have to.
Yeah, because they're like poorly marked.
They're very poorly.
Yeah, they're usually not poorly marked, and I don't know if the sign got knocked over or what, And then one time when I was down near, just downtown where they were doing all the construction and stuff, I drove down this one-way street, and there was 2 streets, and both of them said "Do not enter," and I was just like sitting there, and there's a cop sitting there, and I'm just like, I don't know what to do. I can't go backwards. I can't go forwards. I'm just staring at him. He's just looking at me, and then finally he goes, just go. He was like all pissed off. He's like, just go. I was like, what else?
Trying to be a law-abiding citizen.
Right, yeah, I'm trying to get any tickets and spend any money.
Have you seen the stickers that are going up on the stop signs around here? Underneath the stop, they say it says stop, and then the stickers say gentrifying Buffalo.
I have seen
Yeah.
those, yes,
Yeah.
absolutely, because, fuck
Yeah,
that
I would
noise.
know where.
Yeah.
Huh?
I said, fuck that noise.
Yeah. I need to know where you can get some of those stickers.
Quit raising the prices and taxes of everything.
Oh yeah. You know what? Just because you transplants from New York City think it's cheap here does not mean it actually is cheap.
I don't
It's
even-
just cheap compared to New York City.
Well, I don't even think they're transplanting. I think a lot of them are just buying a property and raising the rents.
Well, the people who live above us, they're from New York, and they're like, "Oh, the rent's so cheap." I'm like, "It's really not. You just don't know."
yeah,
Make less
right.
here too.
Yeah.
Just before I forget, I wanted to have this down. I wanted to tell about my dream where I was dreaming that Venom. I don't know really much about
Oh, yes.
Spider-Man, but Venom was attacking the school that I used to work at, School 36.
Non
Then
sequitur.
Spider-Man came But Spider-Man, when they were fighting, for some reason he was like an elderly man with like mutton chops, and he was also bald. And I don't remember. I remember it was a lot of other weird stuff. All I can remember is that the ghosts of Giraffe were causing all the problems. So him and Venom teamed up to kill these ghostly Giraffe. And I just remember Spider-Man he wasn't real old, but he was like, he must have been at least like 70.
So he was like Batman Beyond, but as Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like, he didn't look anything like Peter Parker. There's a really great comic by Peter Bagg about an elderly Spider-Man, where it's about him older and how he's just kind of, he doesn't do it anymore, but he just like dresses up as Spider-Man in his like sex life with Mary Jane.
I just made myself sad because I remembered that Stan Lee died.
Oh, that's right.
He did. My students all were flipping out. They were very unhappy. He was real old.
The podcast we were listening to, we were listening to this podcast called Astonishing Legends, which is kind of like Coast to Coast, but as a podcast and with less people calling in. And also, if you fall asleep while listening to it, you don't wake up to screaming talk show radio.
Which is the worst. Oy.
So they just had, like, we listened to an episode and they had, like, a moment of silence for Art Bell.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought.
And
We're
like,
at the bakery and we're just standing there like,
Yeah.
sad now.
oh, yeah.
I don't want to make cookies. I'm sad.
He was so much better than George Norrie. George Norrie, poo. And then the other people they have now, terrible. It's not even fun
You should
anymore.
listen to Astonishing Legends. It's pretty fun.
I should.
Yeah.
There's also the 24-hour. There's a 24-hour like radio station called Dark Matter or podcast thing, which I think used to have some coast to coast people on it. But it's really hit or miss. One time it was just ham radio people talking about doing ham radio. I'm like, not very spooky. It's called Dark Matter, but it wasn't really. It was just one episode about ham radio, so it wasn't spooky or aliens or anything fun like that. Oh, that makes sense. Okay, that makes sense. If Art Bell was a ham radio operator, as
These
I was
two are
just told
definitely
off
hams, but
screen.
they're not ham radio operators.
Though the one did have a ham radio when he was
Yeah,
younger.
yeah.
They talk about it in the one episode.
They talk about the one, and they'll like expound on things. So like they'll have 4-part series, and each
Yeah.
episode's like an hour and 30 minutes long.
Oh,
They
that's
do like
cool.
over like a summary of like what they're talking about, and then they do like different theories, and then they do like analysis, and then they do like science.
Sometimes they get pretty far down the crazy rabbit hole.
Yeah.
And sometimes with some of the science, they get it super wrong. It's like, really, you could have just researched this for a couple more minutes, and then you wouldn't have said the thing that made you sound like you never made it through high school science.
Did you see the
seems like
post
the
on my
older
wall that said people spend 20 minutes taking a quiz to see what kind of potato they are,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but they won't like spend 30 seconds to Google something
Yeah.
to see if it's a fact.
Yeah,
I don't
there's
think
this-
I do that too much. I Google every little detail about every little thing constantly. Just like, I looked up history of tables the other day.
that sounds really interesting.
It was actually.
Yeah, that sounds.
God, we're boring people.
It's
Or
totally into that.
or
or
very interesting.
yes.
So what'd you learn about the
4
history
out
of
of 4
tables?
people.
Well, the
over
oldest
here.
known tables that they could find were from Egypt, and they were one legged, but the leg was very like it was kind of like that.
Uh-huh.
Like I don't
Like
know
a
what you call it.
pedestal
What-
table?
It was like and it was curved.
I've
It was very
actually researched
fascinating.
this before.
I think it was.
They probably did that to save on materials too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably true. Actually.
So the oldest toilet seat they found was a wooden Roman. Oh, the oldest toilet seat that they found was a wooden Roman toilet seat from when they had invaded, England, or not England, the British Isles there,
Yes, yes.
yeah, it's a toilet seat.
That's fascinating. I love
Toilet
that
seats.
sort of
They're useful.
See, I always thought when you look at those toilets in Pompeii, it's like, that doesn't look comfortable to sit on. Apparently, they had toilet seats on them. But,
just burned away.
given the fact that they...
Yeah, there
they
would.
burned away.
Yeah.
Lava versus wood.
I also looked up
Who
fascinating
will win? The ultimate showdown.
on the
Lava versus wood. Who will win?
Yeah.
You really don't know? Come on! I'm embarrassed for you. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, sorry. I was just watching a fascinating video on the oldest named person in history. I don't remember the name, but it's fascinating. But
Wait, the oldest name that they knew of?
Yeah, like the oldest person's name they could find in history. And
Was it a good name, or was it one where you're like,
Probably like Ook.
it was very. I don't remember how to say it. And then I just wanted to know what the ancient Egyptians called Egypt.
Grog.
But apparently the ancient Egyptians called Egypt Kermit.
Yeah.
Kermit, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And, it was actually pretty easy being green there at the time.
Ah, yes.
Because it was part of it was actually pretty fertile back then.
Yeah.
So, it was Kermit, but it wasn't not easy being green.
Yes.
That is a terrible joke.
That was a very roundabout joke.
I thought you would
I
get
followed
it.
you.
I thought, you two took so long on that one. Beth got it like immediately.
I don't know
I'm
the
pretty
reading.
enthusiastic about the Muppets, though. So.
Oh, okay.
I don't.
I feel like I need to go watch the Muppet movie
Let it
now.
go. Let it go.
Muppets.
I'm going to bop you with a microphone if you sing that.
It's a horrible song. It's
so
so
bad.
bad.
Oh, one of my coworkers used
teaches-
to sing it all the
Oh,
time.
it's so horrible.
And
Loudly in the
teaches
hallway.
things you should not do. Like most Disney movies.
Oh, I didn't ever. That's as far as I got with that song.
It's like letting go of things, which theoretically is good in certain instances, but other times,
Yeah, other times it's asinine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other times entirely asinine. Yes.
You tested your transporter on my dog and it turned it inside out. Just let it go.
I said I was
God,
sorry.
you're so touchy. Oh.
That's what my sister is like. She said some really crappy transphobic things, and then I was like, that's not okay, and you're being a jerk. And then she's like, stop being mean to me. And then she blocked me on Facebook, and we haven't talked.
Yes,
for
I
like 3
remember that. I
months.
remember the next day I woke up and I was thinking about those things because she said something about, dressing to be a woman or some bullshit.
Yeah.
And I was like eating my breakfast and I was like, am I dressed to be a woman? I don't
Yeah, because
right?
most of my clothes are have clothes. Yeah.
No, just because who the fuck knows? I don't know. Maybe I'm failing.
I don't even really
No, I think you're just
understand
less
the concept.
dedicated to gender roles than
Yeah.
siblings.
My sister is like one of those, like, quote unquote, quasi neo hippie, like, blonde kind of. But she's not actually blonde, but she does dye her hair blonde sometimes. Like white girls who like obviously, who ascribes to certain tenets of that kind of stuff, not because it's actually genuine, but because it defers responsibility. And
Yes.
yeah,
I know someone who has that pseudo hippie stuff happening. I know I've said this to you. I think I've said it to you too. She posted something that said, "It's better to be nice than right." I was
my
like,
dad
no,
says that.
no,
I'm like,
it's
no,
not. Yeah,
No.
what? Jesus, I'd rather have my doctor be right than be nice.
And I always think it's funny because when my dad said it, I'm like, pot kettle much? Like, you are
Not the nicest.
not. You have to be right.
Wow. I mean, it's nice to be right. I think most people would rather be right than wrong, but, if it comes to somebody giving me factual information or doing something, I'd rather have... In fact, I proved that. I went to a doctor because I was sick, and he was not very nice. His bedside manner was terrible. And he was right rather than nice, and I live a life of less pain now.
I went to the doctor once for some things that happened that were very personal, and then I had to see a specialist for something else, and then a salesman came in and tried to sell me a penis pump for some reason.
Oh,
Yeah, this
jeez,
was
what?
Like years ago.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
crazy.
Was it the leech incident?
No,
Oh,
No.
oh no,
Yeah.
never mind. I know what it
this
is.
was before I was out, and also I've never really been comfortable with this one. But no.
Well, you told the leech story like 2 weeks ago, so I thought that was...
No, I was with somebody and they went up too
Oh,
high.
I
and-
remember,
And
yeah.
then when they came down, and it's just like a Vlasic pickle.
You can snap it. It's true. It'll
Yeah.
snap.
It's really uncomfortable.
John's looking a little terrified right now.
Oh, don't do that to me.
I'm not going to do that to you. Why would I do that to you?
I don't know.
I mean, hopefully nobody ever does it.
You guys, I'm going to snap it later.
No.
Yeah, we'll hear the scream down the street.
Yeah.
Well, what if you're having a bad dream and you're mad and then like you wake up and you just and I'm like, why did I do it? And it's like, I'm sorry, I was dreaming about something bad.
I don't think that. I mean, that seems like a pretty planned dream. I've got to find it.
Yeah, I mean,
I've got to.
Certain things.
Certain anatomical things have to happen first, and then snap it.
Yes,
that's a
yeah.
good point.
You could be having a dream too. It's correct.
You just wake up after she's had a dream that she was tying a cherry stem into a knot.
No. No, that sounds terribly unpleasant.
I've never done that to anybody. I have kicked them in my sleep.
Beth punches and slaps.
I've done that
I
too.
don't know. I have dreams.
Once you bit me.
I bit you?
Yeah. About a month ago, and I forgot
Never
to tell
bit
you about
You
it.
never
Buddy.
told me what happened.
I don't know. I was like rolling my arm around, and you just kind of went over my.
My mom wouldn't be surprised. I used to bite my sister.
Oh,
That's my
really?
only line of defense.
Biting her.
Yeah. She was stronger than me.
What if
She was actually bigger than me at one point.
Oh,
Till,
okay.
5th grade, and then she
She
stopped.
stopped growing.
Yeah, she's
Now
pretty
she's
tiny.
So
Yeah.
tiny.
She's
so
real tiny.
small.
Yeah,
I feel like a giant.
super tiny.
And I'm not tall. And I had this weird complex for a long time because I am not a tall person.
I feel like depending on who was wearing the bigger boots to line these people in this room up by order of height, that would be like either you or me, depending on who had what boots.
Yeah.
John, then Beth.
Yeah.
I'm not
And
big.
Besides Dudley there.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Obviously, Dudley's the tallest.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of duck inside that
And that
magical
spout,
space
pouch, yes.
Yeah.
When he
Spouch.
stands up, it's just...
Spouch.
Spouch.
Spouch sounds like either a gross sex act or something that you don't want to eat.
Spouch.
Or both.
like bad gazpacho.
Yeah. Oh, it's
Gazpacho.
it's when a dude bro says gazpacho because they always shorten everything. Spouch.
Spouch, man. You have spouch? Some
Just watch me,
spouch.
bro. Come on.
You spoke me.
Just watch me, bro.
Just spotch me, bro. It's like spotting, but it's
Yeah.
Dude, are you spotting in my face? Get the fuck out of here, dude.
God. When we lived in Brockport, the one bar down the street, at like 2 every morning, like all the college dude bros and broettes would come out, and you'd hear them be like, oh yeah. There was one where they're just like 2 guys.
Oh my
either side
God,
of the street,
Chad.
they're like, hey, you want to go? And they're like across the street, and they obviously don't want to fight.
Yeah.
And they're like, you
Just,
want
like,
to go?
yelling at
Yeah, I
him.
want to go. Back and forth.
You
And,
come
like,
over here. Will you come over here?
Oh, jeez.
And
Yeah, I
then someone
lived.
yelled out of the window, like across the way, shut up or fight.
Yeah.
I lived across from Good Bar, so everybody in the
Oh,
universe, the viewing universe, knows what that meant.
I was tempted once to threaten to drop the air conditioner on them, but then I decided that if I said that and then the air conditioner at one point fell out and crushed somebody, they would probably think I murdered them.
Yeah, you don't want that. You don't want that.
You gotta cover your tracks there.
Yeah, people would come across the street to have deep conversations in the alley, and they'd be wasted, and sometimes they'd vomit all over the house and
About
the
how
side
much
of the
life
house.
is like a shoe.
Pretty much, yes,
Oh,
yes. That's
excuse me.
exactly. That's when I started listening to Coast to Coast. By the way, I'm like, I've got to put something on to drown this out, so I can fall asleep and not be like, "Shut up, you stupid drunken fools!" Instead, I'd listen. I'd listen to stuff like one night someone called up, was like, "I caught a dinosaur," and Art Bell's like, "Oh really? Can you tell me something about your dinosaur?" "I don't want you to take it away, man." I'm not sure how much higher level that is, but it seemed more entertaining. Art Bell's like, "Have you been
Your
drinking?"
choice to listen to it.
Yeah.
Oh, call or text us.
Yeah.
Yo, no doubt.
Oh wait.
Check out Cyber Peanut, call in Texas for real. It's actually the number on the screen. Look it up on your telly, on our website.